In this video, we'll be taking a look at all today's NBA matchups, and I'll break them all down with free winning picks so you can bet smarter and win bigger. But first, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get our picks the second they drop, because when the lines move, the early birds cash in. And if you want the full winning sport picks experience, head over to wspicks.com and check out our VIP packages, or grab a free consultation with one of our professional sports consultants for the sharpest edge you'll find anywhere. That's where the real plays live. We are your bookmaker's worst nightmare. These are the games we're hammering, the ones the books can't afford you to bet. This is Winning Sport Picks. The free picks are about to drop, and they're coming in hot. We start with Knicks versus Pistons, and this is a perfect example of how you don't auto-fade the favorite or auto-back the dog. You read the number. If the market is pricing New York at around 2.5 on the road, it's basically saying better team, but not full control, because if bettors truly trusted New York to handle business cleanly, that number stretches further. That puts this game into a volatility bucket where late-game possessions matter more than raw talent. The total sitting in the mid-230s reinforces that idea, because high totals amplify swing potential. If this game stays tight late, every possession slows, and suddenly that inflated total becomes fragile. That's why we're taking Pistons plus 3.5, and we're going under 235.5. Next up is Bulls versus Celtics, and this number is loud. Boston is being treated as the superior team, but Chicago catching double digits tells you the book is comfortable dangling a backdoor. In games like this, the favorite doesn't need to dominate for 4 quarters. They just need control. And once that control is established, pace naturally drops. Chicago doesn't need to be better. They just need to survive long enough to cash the number. With the total sitting in the mid-230s, you're paying a premium for perfect offensive efficiency. That's why we're taking Bulls plus 11, and we're backing the under 236. Hawks versus Raptors is a matchup where discipline decides everything. Toronto laying 3.5 at home tells you the market sees a small but real edge, not a mismatch. These games aren't about who looks better on paper. They're about who controls tempo and limits mistakes. When the total sits near 237, the margin for error is razor thin. If this game tightens late, which this spread suggests, the under becomes live. Even if the first half runs hot, we're taking Raptors minus 3.5, and we're going under 237. Suns versus Rockets is a game where context matters more than reputation. Houston laying 7.5 is a strong opinion from the market, but big spreads require consistency, not just scoring bursts. Phoenix catching 8.5 benefits from any slowdown, any stretch of half-court basketball, and any late-game score trading. The total around 224 suggests a controlled pace rather than a track meet. That combination points to the dog and a lower-scoring script. We're taking Suns plus 8.5, and we're going under 224.5. Hornets versus Thunder is where you decide whether you're paying for dominance or fading it. Oklahoma City laying 15.5 says the mismatch is real, but big spreads only cash when the favorite defends for 4 quarters. If the underdog can't score efficiently, the game slows, and blowouts often lean under. With the total around 232, the market is expecting offense, but not chaos. We're laying it here with Thunder minus 15.5 and pairing it with the under 232.5. Nuggets versus 76ers is one of the most interesting numbers on the board. Philadelphia laying around 11 tells you the market is reacting to recent form and perception, but Denver being priced this far out creates value if the game stays competitive through scoring runs. Double-digit spreads against capable teams are vulnerable if the underdog can trade buckets instead of chasing. With the total sitting near 229, points should be there, and points help underdogs stay inside numbers. We're taking Nuggets plus 11.5, and we're going over 228.5. Jazz versus Trailblazers is a classic home favorite setup with a massive total. Portland laying 5.5 means the market expects them to control the game, but the total sitting in the mid-240s is aggressive. You need sustained efficiency on both sides for that to cash. If the favorite plays from ahead, pace naturally slows, and that total becomes hard to reach. We're backing Trailblazers minus 5.5, and we're going under 245.5. We wrap it up with Warriors versus Clippers, and this is essentially a pick'em with a slight home lean. Clippers laying one tells you the market expects execution to matter more than pace. These games often tighten late, possessions shorten, and every missed shot gets magnified. With the total sitting around 222, this lines up as a controlled finish rather than a shootout. We're taking Clippers -1, and we're going under 222. Now listen to me, those are the free picks, but the one game I am unloading on tonight, the game that's going to crush your bookie's soul, that's the VIP play of the day at WSPicks.com. This is the nuke, the hammer, the max bet, the one play I've circled, the game that will bury your bookmaker 6 feet under. When it hits, and it will, your bookie is going to need a doctor, a lawyer, and maybe even a priest. If you want to ride with me on the biggest bet of the day, get to WSPicks.com right now. Now let's recap everything clean. Pistons +3.5 under 235.5. Bulls +11 under 236. Raptors -3.5 under 237. Suns +8.5 under 224.5. Thunder -15.5 under 232.5. Nuggets +11.5 over 228.5. Trailblazers -5.5 under 245.5. Clippers -1 under 222. This is Winning Sport Picks, where we don't just bet, we bury bookmakers. Smash that subscribe button, drop your favorite plays in the comments, and hammer that like button like you're hammering your bookie into the dirt. We're cashing, we're dominating, and tonight we're dancing on the grave of your bookmaker. Let's go!